said, my mom is going to kill me at least a few dozen times in our lives. When I carved my initials on a piece of furniture, when I broke a beloved Christmas decoration, when I got a C in algebra, I was certain my death was imminent. I was the baby, the one with the most to live up to. My oldest brother was the star athlete, and my middle siblings were both brilliant with perfect scores on their ACTs. And then there was me, average, mediocre, nothing special, me. I mean, sure, I could ride my bike with no hands and talk like a chipmunk, but that didn't earn me any awards or college scholarships. We were expected to be brilliant, responsible, gifted. Everyone knew how great my parents were by how great their children were, and if I was anything less than great, I felt like a black sheep. Then it happened. The worst thing I could have ever done. The moment when I was absolutely certain that my mom was going to kill me. I was pregnant at the age of 16. So many thoughts rattled through my head. How on earth did this happen? I mean, I knew how it happened, but why? I was not promiscuous like so many of the girls at school. I had had sex one time with my longtime boyfriend. And then I thought, maybe if I ignore it, it'll go away. It didn't. It grew. I grew. I became depressed. I lost weight. I withdrew from family and friends. 3 months ticked by. Christmas came and went. I knew I would have to tell my mom at some point, but how? How would she react? Would she kick me out of the house? Would she send me off to live with some relative somewhere? My imagination ran wild. On a cold, quiet morning, just after Christmas, my mom came into my room. She began questioning me about school, about drugs, asking me what was going on, and then the question, are you pregnant? I darted my eyes away and emphatically said no. I must not have been very convincing. She went to the store and came home with a pregnancy test and motioned for me to go in the bathroom to take it. I knew what it was going to say, but I hoped in my heart that it would be negative. We both watched as 2 pink lines popped up on the stick. I held my breath. This was it. The biggest disgrace. The moment when my parents were going to absolutely disown me. I held my head down and waited for what seemed like an eternity. Finally, I mustered up the courage to lift my head and make eye contact with her. Her face was not what I expected. Instead of anger, shame, and tension, her eyes were full of love and grace and tears. She held me and we wept. We grieved the loss of my innocence, the loss of my childhood. In the days and weeks that followed, my mom loved me in a way that I didn't dream possible. She defended me to angry family members, and she let me make big decisions for myself as if I were an adult. And she encouraged me that all of my dreams for my life were within reach. And she would be there to support and encourage me no matter what I decided for my life. For the first time in a long time, I prayed. I asked God for wisdom and guidance. There were so many people in my family who wanted to tell me what to do, and I was so lost that it seemed like I should pick one of their options and go with it. But with the peace from God and the encouragement from my mom, I was able to make the best decision for me and the life growing inside of me. At the end of my sophomore year of high school, I gave birth to a perfect baby boy. And just like my mom had promised, all of my dreams were within reach. I graduated on time and with honors. I went to college. I made a career for myself. I found an amazing husband, and together we had a beautiful baby girl. My son is going to be 20 years old in June. He's a healthy, funny, hilarious, awesome college student with big dreams of his own. If I've learned one thing from my mother, and if there's one thing that I want to pass on to my own children, it's love and grace. My mother loved me so much. She showed me that her love was absolutely unconditional, that there was nothing I could ever do that would separate me from her love. And she showed me grace when I absolutely needed it the most. I pray my kids can say that about me someday.